and whoever. But promise me, not a word to anyone.
New fish cuisine from Birdseye. Fish worth talking about.
So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song? That's what are we. So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
In the aftermath of PD leader Desmond O'Malley's resignation today, a primetime special follows Tuesday File at 10:05 tonight. And as a result, the Tuesday film will be half an hour later than advertised. But now, Pat and Barbara look for value and elegance in debutante fashions.
This week, opening nights as the Debs dress up. Exercising your face in the name of beauty. The looks for autumn for us men. And the latest collection from Pennies.
At this stage, we're all aware of the importance and the benefits of regular exercise. A firm, taut body certainly keeps the early telltale signs of aging at bay. But what about the face? Now, we can go off and spend an absolute fortune on all sorts of massages and creams and lotions and potions. Or alternatively, there is something that we can all do that doesn't cost a single penny.
Now, Ingrid, if you try this exercise, it will keep your lovely smooth forehead smooth for as long as possible. Raise your eyebrows as high as you can, then bring them down as low as you can, squinting your eyes. You will be slow at first, but try and build up speed. This tightens the muscles in the forehead and around the eyes.
Facial exercises are an age-old method used to help combat the merciless law of gravity, where the facial muscles fall and cease to give adequate support.
The first time I ever heard of facial exercise was years and years ago. You'll probably remember a makeup range. I don't think it's in existence anymore. It was called Dr. Pio. And it was started by a ballerina who felt that facial exercises should be a must, because if the ballerina exercises all the time, her body remains in marvelous condition. And if it can do that for the body, it should be able to do the same thing for the face. So based on that, she brought out a range of creams and made people exercise along with the creams. So you had women doing ooh and ah and things like that in front of the mirror. But it's a good idea. Animals were the inspiration for this series of faces, which firm and tone the muscles of the cheeks, jaw and neck. Make a fish face and puff out the cheeks, then pop the mouth open. Do this quickly and as many times as you like. Now, relax. Make a bulldog face by stretching the neck forward and covering the upper lip with the bottom lip.
With over 80 muscles in the face, many of them lie idle, but with regular exercise it is possible to retain its youthful definition. So how often should they be done?
If they're going to be effective every single day, you see, we're great in this country for beginning things, but not necessarily finishing them. So they must be done every day. It's like walking. You just can't start and then give up. Now try this exercise for the mouth area. Close your mouth, using just your lips. Make a round chewing motion, first clockwise, then counterclockwise.
But what good are firm facial muscles if the skin that covers them becomes slack? Well, unlike the rest of the body, the skin on the face is attached to the muscle.
This is a great overall exercise. Open everything as wide as you can, eyes, mouth, Raise the eyebrows high, then close your face tightly.
Everyday expressions such as talking, smiling and eating are not enough to keep all the muscles of the face toned into old age. So, when should we start to exercise?
The best results are obtained if you start when you don't need them. Now, if I was to exercise, Barbara, from now until the time I'm 90, my face is not going to change. But for somebody starting off at 18, 19 or 20, that's the time, and it's well worth doing.
Already on Head to Toe, we've had 2 looks ahead to autumn. Last week we saw some of the trends in teenage fashions. The week before, what the ladies can expect over the coming months. Well, this week it's our turn, a preview for the fellas. We're in the National Stud in Japanese Gardens in Kildare town, just by coincidence, my hometown, and our guide for the gents is Irish Times columnist Robert O'Byrne.
This autumn, as in most previous seasons, the direction menswear is taking is much slower than the equivalent for women's wear. There tends to be less radical change. That's because men themselves, as a rule, are less interested in radically overhauling their wardrobes on a twice-yearly basis. But I think you'll find even so that kind of permeating through from the changes that have happened in women's wear, there's a new softer look about it, much less structure, much less padding in clothes, and overall the profile is much more relaxed and looser in its feel.
And this is all available here in Ireland?
Yeah, I think you'd find that it is so. I mean, for example, if you look at what Alex has on here now, this is a jacket by Versace, and it conforms to what I was saying. The shoulders have very little padding in them, the shape is longer, it's generally much less structured. The jeans are kind of classic Versace, and they're a perennial, really. And then if you look at the sweater that he's wearing, it's by Lainey Kyo, who's obviously one of our leading knitwear people in this country. And it's a mixture of rayon and nylon, which again is one of those interesting fabric mixes that used to happen as becoming much more common in menswear. And similarly, if we look over to Roddy, he's wearing a very loose, unstructured, it's almost an overshirt rather than a jacket in tweed by John Rocha. And underneath that, he has a sweater, which is by another very good Irish knitwear company, Inishmaan. Again, it's big, it's loose, it's very relaxed. The scarf is by Inishmaan as well. And then the trousers that he's wearing are also by John Rocha. And they're a mixture of rayon and wool, which again is a kind of unusual fabrics for menswear, but is much more common than it used to be. And you'll find it a lot in garments now, that this mix of fabrics is coming in for us too. So the next look is a variation on the casual theme. And as I was saying earlier, the range of options for men tends to be more limited than is the case in women's wear. But one of the things that has become more common in the last few years is the range of colors that are available. And in this case, for example, Alex is wearing a pair of, I best call them oxblood jeans. And with that, he's teamed up in a series of layers. The whole layered look is much more popular than it was. Again, it's to do with the loose, unstructured style that men tend to wear more nowadays. And this is in a range of checks and tartans, which are perennial classics, really, of men's casual wear in the last few years. Now, if we look at what Roddy has on, again, this is the layered look taken almost a stage further, with a series of items piled one on top of the other. It's in kind of classic navies and greens. But one of the differences here is that instead of the checks, this season there's been a big interest in this kind of Aztec theme of prints, which wasn't seen much before, but I suspect will be hugely popular in the next year or two, particularly in this kind of range of colorings.
So what's the story with suits this autumn?
Well, as you probably know, there have been a number of changes in the direction suits have been taking over the last few years, particularly a swing away from the double-breasted variety So if we have a look at what Alex is wearing here now, it's a single-breasted suit. And one of the notable features around the back of it, for example, is the double vent rather than a single vent, which used to be the case with single-breasted suits. And then at the front, it tends to be a 3-button rather than a 2-button choice. That is the preferred style for today. The whole cut of it is quite narrow around the body and also fairly tight around the shoulders as well. I think it's quite reminiscent of the 1950s styling. This particular example is by the English designer Paul Smith, and it's in a navy pinstripe. And with it, Alex is wearing a waistcoat. Now, waistcoats are another item that have made a major return in the last couple of years. But what distinguishes them from their predecessors is their much higher buttoning than used to be the case. And I think they fit in very well with the whole slimline silhouette of suits, such as the one that Alex is wearing.
What about Roddy?
Well, if we have a look and see what Roddy has on, I think it really embodies the difference between English and Italian tailoring. Whereas Alex's was very close-fitting, Roddy's is a much looser cut. You see it's much softer around the shoulders, for example. It drapes much more casually around the whole body. And similarly, in relation to the trousers, whereas those that Alex had on were very tight, straight down the leg, Roddy's are very generously pleated, and again, they hang in a very loose, casual fashion. And it's immediately identifiable that this is an Italian suit. It's by Hilton of Milan. There are obviously some similarities between the two in regard to today's style. They're both single-breasted, and naturally, they both have the 3-button front on the jacket.
Now, at this time of year, Robert, every year there's a country look. What variations are on it this season?
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough assessment. What happens, as we can see here, is that some fabrics come into their own that don't really have a place during the summer months. The kind of things like tweed, the heavier wools, suede, corduroy, those kind of things. So if we have a look here and see what Roddy has on, it's very much a classic winter tweed jacket in a dark olive shade with the heavier wool trousers that I was talking about. And then underneath, a suede waistcoat in chocolate brown. Waistcoats, again, will be strong, I imagine, this autumn. And a mustard-coloured shirt and an olive green tie. That's the kind of colour spectrum which is very typical of autumn, very classical, and I don't imagine there'd be too much of a change in that over the next couple of months. If we then have a look at what Alex has on, it's somewhat similar, but there are also a couple of differences. Again, it's the tweed jacket and corduroy trousers. And the waistcoat, though, in this case, is linen. It's much lighter fabric than would usually be the case. And in fact, the lightness carries through to the whole colour spectrum. These pale neutrals and taupes aren't so common for autumn, but I think they will be strong, and there does seem to be a lot of them around in the stores. Generally, the other point to make is that the country look, which you describe, is a very strong one for autumn, and I don't think it need necessarily be confined just to the countryside itself. I think it works just as successfully in cities for men who are in professions that are less formally structured and don't necessarily require a suit. So I don't think these kind of fabrics and this kind of styling need be confined only for weekends or for when you're outside the cities. I think they work just as well in an urban environment.
Will you be making many changes to your wardrobe this season? Hem lengths are optional, trousers are big. Versatility and wearability are the key words. Do you need a little inspiration? Well, we're here at the magnificent chapel in the Royal Hospital Kilmainham, where we're about to see the autumn-winter collection from Penneys.
The show opened with a brazen invitation to below freezing temperatures, the layered muffled look topped with the newest blanket Aztec jackets. The oversized sweater that we've enjoyed in previous years has grown to new proportions this season. Men's casuals mix and match in an exciting array of colours. The sleeveless blanket cardigan teams up with denim in bright primary contrasts. Hemlines plummet and the silhouette takes shape in the latest slinky rib dresses, which leave little to the imagination and complement only the well-toned physique. The collection caters well for those with classic regard for their wardrobes. The wool mix car coat in a variety of colours teams up in perfect proportions with contrasting leggings and ski pants. The options for both men and women to mix and match are endless with well-tailored separates. This season, Penneys introduce an extensive selection of nightwear, such as the Ralph Lauren-style brushed cotton tartan dressing gowns with matching pyjamas or nightshirts. The executive man retains his squeaky clean image in this season's latest tone on tone. The grungeless chiffon shift slinks well into evening with sheer elegance. Prime cut leathers make up one of the strongest casual statements of the collection this autumn. While After Six is unrestricted, flowing and easy to wear. Evening continues with the emphasis on understated coordinates, which can be complemented and brought to life with the embroidered waistcoat. All in all, a collection in favour of a relaxed way of living that puts the accent on the individual from Penneys.
Amongst the many letters we received last year was one from Fiona McKenna and Ashley Doyle from Loretto Balbriggan, who requested a makeover for their Debs. And like anyone going to their Debs, their first priority was to find a dress.
It's okay, but I prefer this one actually. No, but I don't know wear black. You go out and look for some more? Yeah, okay. Okay. What do you think? No, I don't like that. Actually, what about this one? Do you like this one?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's very simple.
What's the back like?
It's just got a split up the back. Do you like that?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's the same.
Yeah, that'd be nice on. It's a lovely neck.
It's nice on, isn't it?
Yeah, you could do that up with jewellery and things like that. Yeah, that's
I
lovely.
think I'll try this one on.
Yeah, come on, we're going to
try this one on.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where
In the past 10 years, there has been a definite dropping off in demand for the frills and flounces of the traditional white Debs dress. Tastes are noticeably more sophisticated, with black lace being a great favourite.
That's where each and every Lulu Belle goes. Every Thursday evening with her swell bows, rubbing elbows, come with me and we'll attend their jubilee and see them spend their last 2 bits putting on the red.
Long and short are equally acceptable, although long is probably more fashionable. Similarly, the traditional, rather sober man's tuxedo can be spiced up with patterned waistcoats and different kinds of bow ties.
Well, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, ooh-wee.
The next step in the makeover process for Ashley and Fiona was a new hairstyle, especially conceived of for the occasion.
This French pleat, leaving the top quite soft, slight bit of curl in it. That's the reason we're using the Technique pleat. It's give a very, very soft curl. They're going dry hair.
Okay, what we're going to do is like a chignon, we've lifted it up, and then we're going to be just bringing it through now in a couple of seconds, and then we'll be working through the back on a chignon.
okay?
Thanks. Oh, it's done beautifully. Oh, it's
What's your reaction?
absolutely thrilled. I love it. It's so unusual.
Right.
It really is unusual.
And you, Ashley?
I think it's beautiful. It's lovely.
Ever had anything like that before?
No, I always wear my hair down. It's lovely. Delighted.
Ooh, you come on like a dream. Peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
Second-hand dresses such as this one are another good option. They're often particularly original, well-made, and also far cheaper to either buy or rent.
Beautiful, and you're mine. You're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. You touching my hand, my heart went pop. And ooh, when we kissed, we could not stop. You walked out of my dreams, into my arms. Now you're my angel divine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
Now, Fiona, you're not too fond of wearing too much makeup.
No.
And as you don't, we're going to try and give you a very natural look. And in fact, the look for the autumn is a much more natural look, concentrating on improving the look of skin, giving a nice natural look to skin.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in the walk and a giggle in the talk. Make the world go round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl that make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel real loose like a long-necked goose, like a girl. Oh, baby, that's what I like.
Oh, that's great. That's great. It's lovely.
Do you like the eyes?
Yeah, it makes my eyes look a lot bigger.
All dressed up with some place to go, the only thing missing are a couple of dream lovers.
Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way. A girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true.
At this stage of the proceedings, the party's in full swing. Having been safely chauffeured here some time ago, Fiona and Ashley have had time to let down their hair. So let's go and see what's happening. Fiona, can you tell us how the night is going?
It's great fun. It was very well organised. It's great. It's brilliant. Thanks very much for this.
Cool. And are you looking forward to the rest of the night?
Yeah, can't wait. Oh, my mum was thrilled. She was really thrilled. She thought it looked really different.
And what do you think of the style here
I
tonight
love
in general?
In general, it's very good, yeah. There's a lot of mixture, so it's a big variety tonight anyway.
Ideas and inspiration for the dresses came from all sorts of places. This first one is a play on the idea of a man's tuxedo and was made by the wearer herself.
Till all my lover's dreams come true. 'Cause I want
Flamboyant colours such as red were remarkably popular. Although with a couple of notable exceptions, the traditional white was far from prominent. This, however, is not to say that the girls were lacking in imagination. This dress, for example, is a copy of the dress worn by Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman.
dream again. That's the only thing to do. Till all my lover's dreams come true. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Please don't make me dream alone.
Well, things are certainly hotting up in there. And whilst the night might be young for them, it's not really for me, so I'm off home.
Next week, we're in Cork, where 3 local nurses get their marching orders. There's the latest looks from the Blarney Kelleher Group. And on the set in Skibbereen with the movie The War of the Buttons.
There's another chance to see Head to Toe on Sunday next at 1:30 on Network 2.
Sheet number 3, RTE Donnybrook, Dublin 4. And you must enclose a stamped addressed envelope. Don't forget the upcoming spectacular event of the year, the Head to Toe Show live at the RDS Simmons Court on the 12th, 13th and 14th of November. And tickets are available from HMV Ticketline.
Play the Game audience tickets are now available. Send a stamped addressed envelope to Play the Game, RTE TV, Dublin 4 for a great night out.
With the evening starting to close in, it's time to think about a new television and head for Power City. Tonight's your lucky night because we've just got a special delivery of big screen remote control colour televisions with built-in teletext at a strictly once-off price of only £229. It's a deal too good to miss because we've also cut the price of the amazing Philips Turbo Drive video recorders and portable televisions. We're staying open till 9 tonight and all this week with the best deals in town.
Where in the world would you be without it? Cool Guinness.
Cadbury's Flake, the crumbliest, flakiest milk chocolate in the world.
I was so fat, I wobbled. That was me, Patrick Warwick, 3 months ago before I lost 37 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. It's easy with Slim Fast. You have a delicious, nutritious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and a proper dinner. Thanks to Slim Fast, I feel fit and healthy, and I don't wobble anymore. Don't wait like I did. Do it now.
Give Slim Fast a week. See the weight come off.
Introducing a fabric conditioner that gives you more than just softness. New Comfort Protective Care. It actually helps protect clothes against wear and tear. New Comfort keeps the fibers stronger and helps protect them better. So the clothes that were soft and beautiful for this little one are still soft and beautiful for his baby brother. Look after the things you love with New Comfort Protective Care.
Like the mother of any normal family, Mrs. Mortis worried about feeding them the same old things. Then McDonald's gave her a helping hand with super noodles. Twisty noodles in a mouth-watering mild curry flavour sauce. It was so uncannily tasty, the family insisted she put her feet up. Super noodles, another helping hand from McDonald's.
Our weekly checkup focuses on Alzheimer's disease in half an hour's time. But first, comic hero creator Bob McKay is lost for words when he's nominated for 2 prestigious awards.
Oh, such a love bug lately. Do you know he came in and slept with me last night? He just burrowed right in under the covers.
That's funny. He came into the kitchen this morning and licked my ankle, a big, fat